I don't think about legacy. I just hope people remember me as someone who tried to do good work.
Hollywood has seen generations of stars come and go, but some legends simply refuse to slow down. From blockbuster icons to television trailblazers, these men built careers that lasted decades and changed the industry forever. Today, we're counting down 10 of the oldest black actors who are still alive in 2026, and their journeys are nothing short of incredible. 1. Billy Dee Williams.
This yours?
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, no, you don't. Now we'll just find out who you are, Mr.
Starting our list is the smooth, sophisticated Billy Dee Williams, who was born on April 6, 1937. This makes him 87 years old and still going strong. You might know him best as Lando Calrissian from Star Wars, but his career spans far beyond that galaxy, far, far away. Billy Dee Williams made his Broadway debut at just 7 years old in a 1945 production, but his breakthrough came much later. He starred in the 1971 television movie Brian's Song, playing football star Gale Sayers. This role earned him an Emmy nomination and showed the world his incredible acting range. The film told the touching story of the friendship between Sayers and his teammate Brian Piccolo during Piccolo's battle with cancer. In 1972, Williams starred opposite Diana Ross in Lady Sings the Blues, where he played Louis McKay, the husband of legendary singer Billie Holiday. His performance was powerful and heartfelt, cementing his status as a leading man in Hollywood. But it was his role as Lando Calrissian in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi that made him a household name worldwide. What's remarkable about Williams is his longevity. He returned to the Star Wars universe nearly 40 years later in The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, marking one of the longest intervals between on-screen portrayals of the same character by the same actor in American film history. At 82 years old at the time, he proved he still had that Lando charm. Beyond acting, Williams is also an accomplished painter. His artwork has been displayed in galleries and sold for tens of thousands of dollars. He's truly a Renaissance man who has used his creativity in multiple ways throughout his life. 2. Morgan Freeman.
And so you had to learn to speak and sound your final consonants.
So you
Things
actually
like that.
learned something in college.
Morgan Freeman, born on June 1, 1937, is 88 years old and remains one of the most recognizable voices and faces in Hollywood. His distinctive deep voice has become iconic, narrating everything from documentaries to commercials, and his acting prowess has earned him an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. Freeman's path to stardom wasn't quick or easy. He grew up in Mississippi during the Jim Crow era and served in the United States Air Force before pursuing acting. He spent years working in theater and television, appearing on the educational children's show The Electric Company in the 1970s. It wasn't until he was in his 50s that he became a major film star. His breakthrough film role came in 1987 with Street Smart, where he played a ruthless pimp named Fast Black. The performance earned him his first Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. From there, his career exploded. He starred in Driving Miss Daisy in 1989, playing Hoke Colburn, a role that earned him another Oscar nomination and introduced him to mainstream audiences. In 1994, Freeman delivered what many consider his most iconic performance in The Shawshank Redemption, playing Ellis Red Redding. The film has since become one of the most beloved movies of all time, and Freeman's narration and performance are a huge part of why it resonates so deeply with audiences. Freeman finally won his Oscar in 2005 for his role as Eddie Scrap Iron Dupree in $1 Million Baby. The award was a well-deserved recognition for decades of excellent work. He's also known for roles in C7, Bruce Almighty, The Dark Knight Trilogy, where he played Lucius Fox, and countless other films. Freeman has been open about his health challenges, including fibromyalgia, which he developed after a serious car accident in 2008. Despite dealing with chronic pain and wearing a compression glove for his partially paralyzed left hand, he continues to work. His dedication to his craft and his refusal to let health issues stop him is truly inspiring. 3. Ben Vereen.
We, African Americans, I went on a little island they used to call King James Island, and because of an artist named Jazz Guess.
Ben Vereen, born on October 10, 1946, is 79 years old and remains a triple threat entertainer, an actor, dancer, and singer who has conquered Broadway, television, and film. He's a Tony Award winner whose career has spanned over 5 decades. Vereen's breakthrough came on Broadway when he originated the role of leading player in the musical Pippin in 1972. His electrifying performance earned him a Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical. He brought an incredible energy to the stage, combining his dancing skills with powerful vocals and charismatic acting. But it was his role as Chicken George in the groundbreaking 1977 miniseries Roots that made him a household name. Roots was a cultural phenomenon that told the story of an African-American family's journey from slavery to freedom. Vereen's portrayal of Chicken George, a slave who gained his freedom through cockfighting, was both heartbreaking and triumphant. The miniseries was watched by over 130 million people and won numerous Emmy Awards. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Vereen became a frequent presence on television variety shows. He appeared multiple times on The Tonight Show and had his own special titled Ben Vereen, His Roots. His ability to sing, dance, and entertain made him a sought-after performer for live television events. Vereen faced personal tragedy in the 1990s when his daughter Nadja was killed by a drunk driver. Despite this heartbreak, he continued to perform and use his platform to speak about important social issues. He's been an advocate against drunk driving and has supported numerous charitable causes. In recent years, Vereen has continued to work in television and theater. He's appeared in shows and continues to perform in live stage productions, showcasing his talents to new generations of audiences. At 79, he still has the energy and passion that made him a star decades ago. 4. Glynn Turman.
47 years old. Tell me the truth. Don't you think I'm too old for her, right?
Glynn Turman, born on January 31, 1947, is 78 years old and has one of the most impressive and consistent careers in entertainment. He began as a child actor and has remained relevant for nearly 7 decades, constantly proving his versatility and talent. Turman made his stage debut at age 12 in the original 1959 Broadway production of A Raisin in the Sun, one of the most important plays in American theater history. He appeared alongside Sidney Poitier, Ruby Dee, and other black theater legends. This early experience gave him a foundation in serious dramatic acting that would serve him throughout his career. His most famous film role came in 1975 when he starred in Cooley High, a coming-of-age film about black teenagers in 1960s Chicago. The movie has become a cult classic and is often cited as one of the best black films ever made. Turman's performance as Preach showed his ability to bring depth, humor, and authenticity to his characters. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Turman worked steadily in television and film. He married the legendary Aretha Franklin in 1978, though they divorced in 1984. He continued to take on diverse roles, never getting typecast or pigeonholed into one type of character. In the 2000s, Turman experienced a career renaissance. He appeared in the acclaimed HBO series The Wire, playing corrupt politician Clarence Royce. This led to more high-profile television work. In 2008, he won an Emmy Award for his guest performance in the HBO series In Treatment, playing a father dealing with his relationship with his son. Turman has remained incredibly active in recent years. He appeared in the FX series Fargo, the Disney Plus series Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and numerous other projects. At 78, he's still in demand and delivers powerful performances that remind audiences why he's been a working actor for so long. 5. Ernie Hudson.
So sometimes it's just not meant for you to, the career never really goes the way you think it should go.
Ernie Hudson, born on December 17, 1945, is 80 years old and has been a staple of American cinema and television for decades. While he's had many memorable roles, he's perhaps best known as Winston Zeddemore in the Ghostbusters franchise, a role he recently reprised in Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire in 2024. Hudson's path to acting was unconventional. He grew up in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and served in the Marine Corps before pursuing his passion for theater. He attended Wayne State University and later earned a master's degree from the prestigious Yale School of Drama. This solid foundation in classical theater training has served him well throughout his career. His film debut came in 1976 with Leadbelly, directed by Gordon Parks. Throughout the late 1970s and 1980s, Hudson worked consistently but often in supporting roles. That changed in 1984 when he was cast in Ghostbusters. While his role was smaller than originally written, Winston Zeddemore became a fan favorite, and Hudson brought warmth and groundedness to the character. Hudson has appeared in over 200 film and television projects. He's worked in everything from action films to dramas to comedies. Some of his notable roles include Sergeant Albrecht in The Crow, prison guard Captain Hadley in The Shawshank Redemption, and various television appearances in shows like Oz, Law and Order, and Grace and Frankie. What's remarkable about Hudson is his work ethic and positive attitude. He's never complained about being overlooked or underutilized. Instead, he's continued to work hard and take every role seriously, whether it's a lead or a supporting part. This professionalism has earned him respect throughout the industry. In recent years, Hudson has experienced a resurgence in popularity. His return to the Ghostbusters franchise has introduced him to new generations of fans. His appearance at Comic-Con events and fan conventions shows that audiences genuinely appreciate his contributions to cinema. 6. Danny Glover.
You go first. I'm really too old. No, you go.
Danny Glover, born on July 22, 1946, is 79 years old and remains one of the most respected actors and activists in Hollywood. His career spans film, television, and theater, but he's equally known for his humanitarian work and social activism. Glover trained at the Black Actors Workshop of the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. He worked in theater for years before transitioning to film and television in the 1980s. His breakthrough film role came in 1985 when he starred in The Color Purple, directed by Steven Spielberg. He played Albert, the abusive husband, in a performance that showed his range as an actor. But it was his role as Roger Murtaugh in the Lethal Weapon franchise that made him a global star. The first Lethal Weapon film came out in 1987, and the chemistry between Glover and Mel Gibson was electric. Murtaugh's catchphrase, "I'm too old for this," became iconic, and Glover delivered it with perfect comedic timing. The franchise ran for 4 films, with the final one released in 1998. Throughout his career, Glover has chosen roles that have meaning and substance. He appeared in important films like To Sleep with Anger, for which he won an Independent Spirit Award, beloved opposite Oprah Winfrey, and Dreamgirls. He's never been afraid to take on challenging or controversial material if he believes in the project. Beyond acting, Glover is a dedicated activist. He's been involved in causes ranging from workers' rights to ending apartheid in South Africa to supporting the United Nations efforts in various humanitarian crises. He's used his celebrity platform to speak out on issues of social justice, often at personal and professional cost. Glover served as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and has worked extensively on issues affecting the African continent. He's been honored by numerous organizations for his humanitarian work, receiving awards that recognize both his artistic achievements and his activism. 7. Demond Wilson.
Would you like to do a series with Red Fox? And I said, Red Fox? Who's going to put him on television? Are you nuts?
Demond Wilson, born on October 13, 1946, is 79 years old and is best known for his iconic role as Lamont Sanford in the groundbreaking sitcom Sanford and Son. The show ran from 1972 to 1977 and became one of the most popular sitcoms of the 1970s. Wilson was born in Valdosta, Georgia, but grew up in New York City. He served in the Army during the Vietnam War, where he was wounded in action. After returning home, he pursued acting, appearing in various television shows and theater productions before landing his career-defining role. Sanford and Son was revolutionary for its time. It featured a predominantly black cast and dealt with issues facing the black community with humor and heart. Wilson played Lamont, the long-suffering son of Fred Sanford, played by comedian Red Fox. The chemistry between Wilson and Fox was the heart of the show, and their comedic timing was impeccable. The show was consistently in the top 10 during its run and made Wilson a household name. His portrayal of Lamont, a character trying to better himself while dealing with his stubborn, scheming father, resonated with audiences. The show tackled topics like race, class, and family dynamics in ways that were both funny and meaningful. After Sanford and Son ended, Wilson continued to work in television, appearing in various shows and TV movies. However, he eventually stepped back from Hollywood and became a minister. This transition surprised many fans, but Wilson has said it was a calling he couldn't ignore. Wilson has written several books, including his memoir, Second Banana. The bittersweet memoirs of the Sanford and Son years, where he candidly discussed his experiences on the show and in Hollywood. He's also written about his faith and spiritual journey. 8. Fred Williamson.
My 3 rules have not changed. 1, you can't kill me in a movie. 2, I have to win all my fights in a movie. 3, I get the girl if I want her.
Fred Williamson, born on March 5, 1938, is 87 years old and has lived one of the most unique careers in entertainment history. Before becoming an actor, he was a professional football player known as the Hammer for his aggressive playing style in the NFL. Williamson played defensive back for teams including the Pittsburgh Steelers, Oakland Raiders, and Kansas City Chiefs during the 1960s. His athletic career gave him the nickname and the physical presence that would later make him perfect for action films. After retiring from football, he transitioned to acting in the early 1970s. Williamson became a major star in the blaxploitation film movement of the 1970s. He starred in films like Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem, Three the Hard Way, and The Legend of Nigger Charlie. These films featured black heroes in action-packed stories, and Williamson's football-honed physicality made him perfect for these roles. What set Williamson apart from many of his contemporaries was his business acumen. He founded his own production company, Po' Boy Productions, in 1974. This allowed him to maintain creative control over his projects and build wealth beyond just acting fees. He produced, directed, and starred in numerous films throughout the 1970s, 1980s, and beyond. Williamson has appeared in over 150 films and television shows throughout his career. While many were low-budget independent productions, they gave him steady work and kept him connected to audiences who loved action cinema. He never apologized for working in genre films and understood that entertainment value was just as important as artistic merit. Even into his 80s, Williamson has continued to work. He's appeared in recent independent films and maintains a presence at film festivals and conventions. His longevity in the industry is remarkable, spanning from the 1960s to the present day. 9. Garrett Morris.
And Gabriel is gonna blow his horn.
Garrett Morris, born on February 1, 1937, is 88 years old and holds a unique place in television history as one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live. When SNL premiered in 1975, Morris was the only black cast member, making him a trailblazer in sketch comedy. Morris was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. He studied music at Dillard University and later at Juilliard, one of the most prestigious performing arts schools in the world. His training was in music and theater, and he worked extensively on stage before transitioning to television. Being the lone black performer on early SNL was both an opportunity and a challenge. Morris created memorable characters and sketches, often addressing racial issues with humor and intelligence. One of his most famous recurring sketches was as Chico Escuela, a Dominican baseball player whose catchphrase "Baseball been Barry, Barry good to me" became part of pop culture. After leaving SNL in 1980, Morris continued to work steadily in television and film. He had a successful run on the sitcom The Jamie Foxx Show from 1996 to 2001, playing Uncle Junior. This introduced him to a new generation of audiences and showed his comedic skills were still sharp decades after his SNL days. Morris also had a memorable recurring role on the sitcom Two Broke Girls from 2012 to 2017, playing Earl, the cashier at the diner where the main characters worked. At 75, when the show premiered, Morris proved he could still steal scenes and deliver laughs with impeccable timing. What's remarkable about Morris is his resilience and longevity. He survived being shot during a robbery in 1994 and continued working. He's never stopped performing, taking on guest roles, voice work, and any opportunity to practice his craft. 10. James Pickens Jr.
I think when we come back, I think January 18th, we'll take right up with the whole hacking thing. And
James Pickens Jr., born on October 26, 1954, is 71 years old and has become a television icon through his role as Dr. Richard Webber on the medical drama Grey's Anatomy. What makes his inclusion on this list special is that he's still actively starring in one of television's longest-running shows. Pickens began his acting career after attending Bowling Green State University. He worked steadily in theater, television, and film throughout the 1980s and 1990s, often in supporting roles. He appeared in shows like The X-Files, Roseanne, and NYPD Blue, as well as films like Dead Man Walking and How Stella Got Her Groove Back. His big break came in 2005 when he was cast as Dr. Richard Webber in Grey's Anatomy. The show became a massive hit, and Pickens' character, the chief of surgery and later a mentor to younger doctors, became central to the series. Over 20 seasons later, Pickens is still on the show, making him one of the few original cast members still there. What makes Pickens' performance remarkable is the depth he brings to Dr. Webber. The character has dealt with alcoholism, professional setbacks, romantic relationships, and mentorship roles. Pickens has played all these aspects with nuance and authenticity, making Dr. Webber one of the most beloved characters on the show. Throughout his tenure on Grey's Anatomy, Pickens has also appeared in other projects. He's continued to work in films and has lent his voice to various projects. However, Grey's Anatomy remains his primary focus, and his commitment to the show has been unwavering. Pickens represents a different kind of longevity than some of the other actors on this list. While others built their careers over many different projects, Pickens found a role that has sustained him for 2 decades and allowed him to develop deeply. His work shows that you don't need to constantly chase new roles to have a meaningful, successful career. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible actors, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our content. Drop a comment below telling us which of these actors is your favorite and why.